Nurture Dreams has been created to empower, inspire, and motivate viewers with extraordinary stories of ordinary people. Come, join us to unfold the path breaking journey and watch how cherished dreams transform lives. My guest for today is a charismatic woman with a compassionate soul. She is a social change seeker who walks in her integrity and practices what she preaches. Influenced by her dad, who was a humanitarian, she started helping the needy at an early age. She is the managing director of an Indo Dutch company which provides renewable and sustainable energy solutions and aims at empowering rural women. Sharmishta has been running a couple of initiatives which focuses on rural education and women upliftment. She also runs a self help group which helps cancer survivors and sexually abused victims. In conversation with Sharmista Shankaranarayana, Managing Director, BlueMatch Impact Solutions Pvt. Limited. Hello, Sharmista. How are you?
Hi, Shubha. I'm fine, Shubha. How are you?
Good too. So, very happy to have you in my show. And after a long struggle, I got you on board. Really, very happy.
Thank you so much. And first of all, congratulations on Nurture Dreams.
Thank you.
Watch the previous shows, and I must really admit you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you so much. Means a lot to me. So you were born and brought up in Bangalore, and you faced quite many challenges in your life. And though that your mother was a great pillar of support in your upbringing, and yeah, you've had a great corporate career. After that, you have changed completely the work front. So just
Yes.
tell us about your, give us a brief about yourself and kind of work you're doing right now.
Yes. So, like you said, I'm a complete Bangalorean, Pakka Bangalorean.
Yeah.
And yes, childhood or growing up hasn't been really that easy or great for me. I did have a lot of hurdles, but then yes, there's one thing that kept me moving. My father's dreams and his humanitarian work is what kept me going. So yes, I did have a successful corporate career, but then in 2015, I did take a break from the corporate career and pursued my initiatives that I've been running. And then again in 2018, I met this one gentleman at a party that I had been to, and we were talking about it's an internation party, wherein not party exactly, but
A business
a
meet.
program where, yes, a program where you meet the expats and
Hmm.
the
Exchange
localites.
the ideas.
Yeah, it's more like an exchange thing. That's where I met. We were discussing, and I was telling him about my rural initiatives and what I've been doing so far.
Hmm.
And then that's when they told me about the pilot project that they had, started in India. That's BlueMatch.
So your inspiration has been from your father, to
Yes.
lead the humanitarian work or whatever you've been doing. So tell us about that a bit. What kind of inspiration did you drive from your father?
Okay, so like my father was way ahead, of his time. I come from a very traditional family, and it isn't easy still for many families. But then we lost him 23 years ago due to wrong diagnosis. But still, he was a very great humanitarian. He was a government school teacher, and he was always posted in the rural areas, extreme rural areas. And back then, much before all the schemes started, my dad has been very prominent in cooking meals every day, going door to door in the villages, and talking to them about the importance of good education, health, and also a lot of other things. How life can be enhanced for them. That's why I always say he was ahead of his
Ahead of his time.
generation or ahead of his
Okay.
time. Yes. And I have been with him many times to these to his schools, and the fact that even after 23 years of him being no more, and people coming home and remembering dad, and then we've all become very close, family and friends. We're all one. So that's what inspired me, in spite of all the difficulties, in spite of anything. My dad was there, let's do it. He always believed in humanity and peace, irrespective of the caste, creed, or religion.
Mhm.
And that is what is my big inspiration. Whatever you follow, it has to be within your four walls. But when you are stepping out, you're all one. I mean, rather, we are all one. And that is what has been my biggest inspiration, and I follow it to the core. Not because it's just an inspiration, but also because I'm that.
Yeah.
I
So,
like that concept of peace and humanity.
yeah. So coming to your professional work, so you were blessed to get such an opportunity, which you have been trying to do something to the society.
Yes, yes,
See, this
yes.
is something which has come outside India, and you are
Yes.
representing that company in India. So how are our people responding to your product as such? Let me put it this
Okay, okay. So I get your question. So though the thoughts are from the Dutch folks and designed by the Dutch folks, this is completely an Indian company. So why this is where we stand out completely different, uh, by the means of we employ only local and rural and tribal women. We train them so that there's utmost prominence given to local resources, be it the human resources or be it the fuel resources. Fuel is basically the pellets or other things that we use for the fuel for a cook
way.
stove. So that's how we are different. So we give utmost prominence to people who are actually in need of it, the end users basically.
Okay, so they
So
are
we
the
do
people who
demonstrate.
are representing your company.
Exactly, exactly. So what is the use? I mean, yes, of course. For me, it's like it's an Indo-Dutch company. I do not say no, but then it's completely run like an Indian company. And then of course, I head it with the guidance of the Dutch folks as well. Like I said, we are also different because we bring to the market not just a new technology or enhanced technology, but also at the same time which has utmost prominence to the local resources. The women or the end user had the power with them, so they get to choose. And of course, when somebody sees what a product does, that itself has been our I would say the best selling point, rather unique selling point, I would say. um, we let the women demonstrate. So we are not like, I do not, whenever we go, be it for national or international conferences or where we have to demonstrate our cook stove, we take our women along. Many of them have traveled for the first time in air, I mean in an airplane. uh, so they feel very good about it, in the rural, somebody
So
who's not.
encouragement and empowerment given.
Yes, exactly. So when you have a product, it is not just about your product. It is about the impact that you create around it.
And
Sometimes yes, business numbers, financials is yes. That for the organization, it will be there always, without which it can't run. But then you also have to look at what impact you're creating, not just with the product, but around the environment around you, be
okay,
it the people or the climate in general. And that's what Blue Match is about, creating that impact in people as well as the environment, the climate change. I run a couple of initiatives, and there I work with caregivers for people either suffering with cancer or any other disease. So I aim to give have these therapy sessions to as many as possible. And there's one initiative I would be glad to announce through Nurture Dreams as well. We just went with our international initiative, and we've just started working with the African rural, tribal, and mainly the refugee communities.
Oh, that's
You
great.
know, so yeah, so we've impacted about close to 250 lives so far. For me, I have always been taught by my dad, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So the world is one for me, and I'm a very strong believer in that, and I follow that to the core. We should actually appreciate countries which open their arms to such people,
It's there,
because they have
there's a simple term. Only when you have a hunger, you find
exactly.
opportunity.
Yes, yes. So my aim is to work towards that. Of course, in general terms, we call it, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Hunger is one of the first ones, So I want to work towards it, and that's also what my dad did. So I want to continue
How did
doing it.
your family support in your, you know, every,
My biggest support has been my husband. Okay, so it's not easy to have a lot on your plate, and I definitely wouldn't say that I do it alone. Not without family and friends. And yes, my husband has been my greatest support. My child as well, because she's quite
she
independent.
manage everything, all by
Yes,
herself?
she manages. Yes, yes. There are, a few times when, or rather, a lot of times when, much before the COVID started, I have wonderful friends and neighbors who also know what I do.
Hmm.
So they have been extremely supportive. And of course, a lot of people like you who have been supportive in various ways. Times when somebody needs a moral support, somebody, when I come out to people and say, okay, fine, there is this particular medical expense for somebody, like I said, no strategies work. It's as and when I keep
As and
getting.
when it comes, you just, with open arms,
Yes,
we are there to help others. God
yes.
himself,
And
sends.
that's where I would say I'm really lucky, because humanity is still there. A lot of people have restored faith in humanity for me through various ways, be it personal or professional, and that's something that I'm very grateful, and much more for that.
What would
I
you
found
like
support
to
all the time.
tell, the current generation people?
I would say one thing, I mean, rather quite a few things, or to the younger generation. Listen more and act upon before you do something, because I've seen that is very much required right now. And keep the communication very open, by which I mean that not just social media alone, but human
Clear
to human.
communication.
Yes, that human to human touch or the communication should be the essence, because when that is missing, we are only stuck to our electronic devices, and there's so much more that is said and done once you listen and then act upon, and keeping the communication open. It's the experience that really teaches you. What you derive out of that experience is what matters. Yes, everybody has experience, but what do you make out of your experiences?
It's in our
How
hand.
can you Yes, how can you turn all your apathies or problems into possibilities? Look at that, because that is more important. Yeah, that's what I would say to the younger generations.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming again to our show and sharing your experiences, which is truly inspiring and worth uh, you know following.
Thank you so much, Shubha. And I would definitely like to add this. I've always seen you believe in yourself, your visions, your goals, and the way you've set it up, how you've achieved them, I mean. And at the same time, I see that you're empathetic, you're realistic too, which is very required, which is very required to the younger generations again, or to anybody. Whatever you do, be empathetic, and you've proven that as well.
Thank you.
I'm very happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Indeed, it's an honor for me. Indeed, it's an honor to me, to be on this platform.
Thank you so much. And yeah, these words mean a lot to me and my team. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
As the saying goes, be the change you want to see in the world holds true for our guest of today, Sharmista Shankaranarayana. We saw how through her philanthropic works she has brought positive change in many lives. Friends, isn't her story inspiring? If you are on the pathway to nurturing your dreams, then do not give up. Thank you for watching and appreciating these achievers. We encourage viewers to share their views with us and also share details of achievers in their midst who can be part of our show. If you like our content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.